Hello everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Bailey Zamek, and today we're talking all about me. Make sure you smash that like and subscribe button and ring that bell. I was born on November 29th, 2010 in Nelson, British Columbia. I have lived in Christina Lake my entire life with my two older sisters, Zoe and Kezia, and my parents. We currently have 5 pets, 2 dogs and 3 cats. Our dogs, Prince and Cassie, are both black labs that we adopted from the BC SPCA in Castlegar. Prince always needs attention from everyone, but if you hold his paw or look into his eyes and say his name repeatedly, he will growl and hit you. Cassie does not show her affection through hugs, and she hates young boys. Our youngest cat is Lucifer, but we call her Biddo. She enjoys killing small animals and attention. Shyla enjoys plucking at the door until I threaten to send her away, and Banjo enjoys meowing at all of us all hours of the day until somebody feeds him. Above all else, we love our pets. My family is very close, and we have a lot in common. We often travel together, despite the fact that we desire very different things during vacation. Zoe wants to lie on a beach all day, and Kezia wants to hike in nature, while I want to see architecture and walk through every single museum. Throughout our years, we have traveled to Costa Rica, Mexico, the Bahamas, Hawaii, Slovakia, the United Kingdom, France, Italy, and Austria. This summer we did a road trip through Europe, starting with Slovakia, where we have family, then Budapest, Zadar, Split, Trogir, Graz, Prague, Vienna, and finishing with 3 days in Ireland. I created a vlog of our entire trip, and it is over 2 hours long. I have spent my entire life on the stage. I executed my first fabulous performance at the age of 2 with my jazzercise class. At the age of 4, I advanced to Dazzle Dance Studio and stayed there until 2021 when the studio closed. Since then, I have been dancing at Grand Forks Performing Arts School. During my years, I have done ballet, lyrical, contemporary, hip-hop, musical theater, jazz, tap, and Irish dance. My favorite style is contemporary. Dance has always been more to me than just an extracurricular activity. It is my second home, and I've created a family there with a bond that is stronger than any of my others. I will forever argue that dance is a sport, but it is also an art form. The movement of the body through dance is a way to express emotions and communicate in a deeper fashion than simply speaking. Dance has been around as long as humans have, and it will never stop until we can no longer move. My second passion is theater. I will take any opportunity to dance, act, or sing on a stage, and thankfully theater will give you all 3. The roles that I have played so far have been a flower in Alice in Wonderland, a storyteller and a dancing rat in Shrek, Anna in Frozen, Marty the Zebra in Madagascar, Willy Wonka in Willy Wonka, Jetsam in The Little Mermaid, and Crystal in Little Shop of Horrors. I have found being on stage to be one of the most genuine and exciting feelings ever. The adrenaline of the audience cannot quite be found anywhere else, and if I could spend the rest of my life performing, that would be a life well lived. Alongside these passions, I love playing guitar and piano. When I was very young, I took piano lessons, but once my teacher retired, I just began playing on my own. I learned how to play guitar on my own when I was 8 years old from a book that my dad had on his shelf that contained the chords to every Beatles song. I was always inspired by my dad to play instruments, as he would play them to me when I was younger. I now write songs on both piano and guitar and spend too much of my time locked in my room destroying my family's ears. Something that I love doing is reading. I've always found it to be an escape from this world, and it is so good for your brain. It strengthens your imagination, enriches your vocabulary, and it will help you do better in school. My favorite books are Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest by Stieg Larsson, and, of course, the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. Reading is much healthier than watching TV, and it gives you the option to shape any story the way that you want. I listen to a large variety of music styles, but my favorite are rock and country. The rock comes from my parents, and I don't know when I picked up country because my parents threaten me every time I play a country song. My favorite bands and artists are Old Dominion, Fleetwood Mac, the Goo Goo Dolls, Radiohead, and Bailey Zimmerman. However, the Hamilton soundtrack is usually playing on my phone. I love films and shows, and I am a rewatcher. I have seen every single Marvel movie and show front to back several times, and I will continue watching it until I am on my deathbed. I will fight anyone who says that DC is better than Marvel, because it isn't. My favorite TV shows are Criminal Minds, How I Met Your Mother, and The Good Place. My other favorite movies are Red Notice, Little Women 2019, and She's the Man. On the Multiple Intelligence Survey, my high scores were on musical, rhythmic, and verbal linguistic. Neither of these surprised me. As I said before, I love music and rhythm and have a lot of experience with both through dancing and singing. I enjoy debates and speaking up for what I like, as well as learning new languages and reading, which is why my score was so high in verbal linguistic. My lowest scores were interpersonal and visual spatial. I was expecting those as well. I enjoy working alone much more than working in a group when it comes to school projects, but dancing could not be properly executed without a team. I find that I can express myself best without someone else holding me back, but if I find the right person, I may learn to appreciate them. I do find myself good at visualizing, but I prefer written things more than images. They have their benefits, but I would rather see pictures in my head than on paper. My strongest subjects in school are math, English, and social studies, but I enjoy all academics. Math has always been my favorite because it is straightforward and you cannot question why something is. I like English because I have the ability to elaborate on any subject we talk about, and I find it very satisfying to express my thoughts through advanced language. I love social studies because I want to learn more about every topic from history to politics, and I believe it makes you a better person when you're informed about the past. I do not have a least favorite subject because every time I think that I dislike something, I remember that it is a waste of time and it is better to simply enjoy it instead. In school, I learn best through reading and taking notes. I show my learning best through writing. No matter how I am asked to learn or display my knowledge, I would rather do it by myself because I find I cannot reach my true potential if someone else is trying to work on the same thing alongside me. Drawings and visual representations are not my favorite because I am not very good at them, and I find it to be much more difficult to go above and beyond. I prefer getting to choose the way I demonstrate my learning for every topic because even though I will usually pick writing, it is sometimes more difficult to show my true understanding. There are two potential paths I can see myself going down after high school. I would love to keep performing, but that would require a lot of extra effort. If the stars aligned, I would take a double major at Juilliard School in drama and dance and continue on from there to Broadway or a professional dance company. Of course, the acceptance rate of Juilliard is very small, so I will also apply to the University of Toronto and Yale University. The great thing about drama and dance is that they strongly benefit each other, and both courses will make me better at the other one. These professions also don't keep you in one place or working a 9-to-5 job. You have incredible freedom and flexibility. Another interest that I have is neuroscience and psychology. I enjoy learning about the brain and why humans act the way that we do on a fundamental level. I find that it can have a great effect on your life, and it gives you the chance to answer questions that humans have had forever. Neuroscience and psychology both have many different branches and functions, and the ones I would like to study the most are behavioral neuroscience and cognitive psychology. My plan is to take several courses involving both, such as fundamentals of neuroscience and cognitive psychology, and then see what I am most drawn to. For the remainder of my life in high school, my goals aren't precise, but instead things I aim to consistently achieve and work on. These include getting above 90% in all classes, preferably 95%, continuing to follow my dreams, and maintaining optimism and a positive mindset in all fields. I recognize that if I want to succeed, I need to ask others for help and prioritize my mental health. I strive to be better than my past self, not better than others. I have many goals in life, some of them being much more achievable than others. First off, I have a goal to live in Europe for at least 1 year and never tie myself down to one place. I have a goal to become fluent in 4 languages and turn one of my passions into a career. And though I seem to be reaching for the stars, 2 more of my goals are to be part of a Broadway production and visit every single country in the world. Fun facts about me. I played hockey for many years until it began interfering with my dancing. When I was younger, I went to the Royal Tyrrell Museum and wanted to be a paleontologist for years after that. I teach dance, usually to kids aged 2 to 6, but I am never having kids of my own. I danced in Las Vegas. I find philosophy to be extremely interesting and I love reading books about it. I am awful at mini golf. And I believe that nothing is factually good or bad. It is only your perspective that is identifying that. Thanks everybody for tuning in today's episode. I will see you all next week.